Decoding the occult symbolism of the modern courtroom, the Babylonian roots of admiralty law and the high priest on the bench. Why pleading not guilty is a trap and the power of the plea in bar. The secret immunity of court officers and the sorcery of expert witnesses. Reclaiming your status as sui juris to avoid the corporate strawman trap. The modern court system is structured as a symbolic temple of Baal, enforcing Babylonian Talmudic law rather than constitutional justice. In this setting, the gate or bar represents a veil that one crosses to offer sacrifices. The judge, dressed in a black robe, functions as a high priest or administrative magistrate, acting as a substitute for deity. Attorneys, whose title is derived from the word meaning to twist or turn, serve as mediators who guide individuals out of their natural jurisdiction and into Roman civil law. Within this framework, court fees and fines are viewed as wave and eve offerings, which are tributes paid to the court to avoid further punishment. Entering a court voluntarily or hiring an attorney is considered an act of submission to this jurisdiction. Because these courts operate under admiralty or maritime law, they require a controversy to proceed. To maintain one's standing, it is essential to avoid creating controversy and to use specific plea strategies. Pleading not guilty is often a losing strategy as it is nearly impossible to prove a negative. Instead, a plea of innocence or a plea in bar is preferred. If coerced, one should use the phrase non assumpsit, without prejudice, signifying that no rights have been waived and no promises were made under duress. The right to silence must be actively asserted, as disclosing information to an attorney, who is an officer of the court, triggers discovery and shares evidence with the prosecutor. To avoid granting jurisdiction, one should answer questions with questions and refrain from volunteering personal background information. Appearing as sui juris, by one's own right, is necessary to avoid the pitfalls of pro se representation, which implies a temporary alignment with the British Accreditation Registry. Furthermore, the Supreme Court has granted immunity from perjury to judges and state witnesses, whose biased testimony is often labeled as a form of commercial sorcery used to manipulate the outcome of a trial. To secure freedom from this system, individuals can record a surety bond in $21 silver and file a UCC-1 financing statement to secure their commercial vessel. It is vital to avoid the misconception of claiming to be a straw man, as this can be legally interpreted as an admission of being a felon. Instead, one must use tools like acceptance for value and return for cause to challenge the court's presumptions. The system uses various mechanisms, including the labeling of dissenters as wards of the court or mentally unfit, to seize assets. Understanding these occult and commercial layers is the only way to navigate a system designed to commodify human life through debt and legal fiction.